Hey everyone, welcome to PopXP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the PopXP channel.
Hello, Old Bean.
Hello, Old Bean, and hello, everybody out there.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you. So here we are, Jeff. Sadly, we're home, though it is a glorious day on Long Island. The weather is beautiful.
A glorious day on Long Island.
It's very San Diego-like weather because...
Strangely enough, I had not hit on that analogy, but it is.
Right.
Hello, Nicholas.
Where do you see everybody? Oh, in the comments. I'll go to the comments there. Hello, Nicholas Gear. Good to see you. I owe Nicholas Gear a cover, and next week I got to do it. My goodness,
Nicholas, I'll drive up there and make him do it.
Thank you. Fizz Chozo, you normally don't stream this early. No, I do not, but it's a crazy day.
It is literally my lunch hour. I'm at work. I'm working today. Yeah. But I took my lunch hour so I could come on here and talk crowdfunding comics during San Diego at home. Normally, I would have been by Billy's booth 3 or 4 times in my meanderings through the hall and talking to Overstreet advisors. And in some years, we'd be showing off a Billy Tucci cover on the price guide.
Yep, and then we would have dinner tomorrow night, which we will, at least definitely on Saturday nights. We've had dinner on other nights as well. But lots of stuff going on with, Comic-Con at home. I'm here to introduce you guys to what?
Our panel is today, is it not?
Our panel is today. We have a panel today.
4 o'clock Eastern.
Yep. I will post it in the link here as well. And we have a panel. No, it's 4 p.m. Pacific, I think, right?
No, I think it's 1 p.m. Pacific.
Really?
Yeah.
I just looked at it, and I think it was all Pacific time.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's tonight. I
think it's tonight. I think it's 7 p.m. Pacific Eastern time.
1 p.m. somewhere.
Yes, somewhere it's 1 p.m. And so
I love the fact that they list Greenwich Mean Time, like most Americans even know.
I don't know why they do that. I mean, how many people from Greenwich, England will be at Comic-Con that they have to worry about that?
Well, none this year.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the answer I was looking for. But today, Facebook chat sucks. I don't see the Facebook chats because either they scroll so quickly up and it doesn't get caught up. But I got some great news today, Old Bean. Great news. I don't know if I can say it, but I approached Dale Keown about doing a sheet cover. And and he said, sure, I'd love to do it. So I just don't know, is he a gate crasher sheet cover, or we put him in high heel sheet cover?
If you're giving me a vote,
I know, if I'm giving you a vote, you're right. But then again, what if it's such a wonderful experience? We get him to do a cover for both.
Well, I don't think that's a horrible idea. I think that anything that gets me a Dale Keown cover in addition to a Billy Tucci cover on a book I'm writing, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so this is exciting. So very, very exciting. And what else? It's just nuts. Yeah, see the James Sanchez.
James is on it.
Cabron Sanchez would be there in San Diego. What are you gonna do?
You know what? It is what it is. And there are built-in frustrations for all of us that go with this COVID experience. And I just want to say that even those of us that are aware of how PTSD we're all going to be, there's going to be stuff that you don't think about. And if you are having trouble, talk to somebody.
Yes, we got some terrible news today.
We're not going to dwell on it. It's not our place. It's not our place to share it wider. But it is one of those things that I believe absolutely is related to the situation.
Agreed.
So with that in mind, I think that we should talk about something incredibly happy.
Yeah.
And it's not forcing you to be happy. Billy, I am overjoyed by your success so far with another No Fan Left Behind campaign on both Indiegogo and Kickstarter. What are your totals presently?
I know. Well, I haven't checked. I check like
can we
once
do
a
that?
day.
Can we
I
do
check
that?
in the mornings, like
you don't
first thing in the morning.
You don't want to obsess over it.
No, I don't, because I'm like I said, I'm a cartoonist, dude. So I draw comic books for a living. Debbie's the one that she checks. She knows all the updates, but I could share screen and
let's take a look just for the point of parliamentary procedure here, and let's take a look at the Indiegogo and the Kickstarter.
Tally-ho. Okay, so what do you want to go first?
Let's start Indiegogo because that started a little first. That started the day before.
All right, let me go to the Indiegogo page.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, I'm nervous. I hope it's doing fantastic. I have no complaints whatsoever. Oh wow, it's pretty good, dude. Okay, let me just refreshed it.
Let's see
wow.
this, baby.
Okay, so I'm gonna share. Here we are. So everyone out there, Indiegogo launched. We're on 29 days. I don't know, a little over maybe 55 hours ago or so. But here we stand with the Omnibus Edition Volume #1 in our third day, I guess officially our third day. We are just $44 shy of $80,000.
Wait a second. It's shy of $80,000. I thought it was she.
It is she of $80,000, but the comic character is called Shy.
Okay. The reason I do that, so other people know, I know you know. The other reason I do that is when Billy would have a huge crowd at San Diego, inevitably somebody would ask, is it she or God? And eventually it got to the point where I was hiding behind the crowd asking that question.
Right. And I would and my answer would always be
it's Shy.
It's Shy.
And you should see the faces when he'd say that because we were all
and then they would like say, I told you, we would argue.
It was great.
But I would tell them like, no, I'm just kidding.
You would. Yeah, you would tell them.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. But no, this is wonderful.
This is spectacular.
Oh my gosh. We have 411 claimed of just the Omnibus volume. Then you can use the Omnibus book as an add-on. And then there's packages and all that.
And listen, you've got some great stuff with this. But what I want to say, I want to talk about the material that's in the book. Mm-hmm. A lot of people already know this, but I saw She #1 3 rows away at my comic shop in Hurst, Texas. And it was on the top shelf where it sort of belonged. And I saw it and go, ooh, what's that? And I walked over and I started flipping through it and I thought, this is badass.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh, good.
And then the second thought I have, which you know very well, was I have a friend who should play this character.
Yeah.
Like I literally thought that, right? And so
a year later, right?
A year later, I knew you by this point. We were starting to be friends.
Yeah.
We were at Chicago Comic-Con, I think the year before it became Wizard World, right?
I think it became Wizard World in '98.
Oh, so actually a little bit.
2 years before. Two years before.
So we're at Chicago Comic-Con in '95. We're walking on. It's still the heyday of crazy '90s, incredible sales. And Billy and I have both lost our voices talking to fans. And so we go, and it's the Rosemont Convention Center. So there's literally nothing good to eat. Matter of fact, it's prohibited by law.
Yeah.
But we went and got some ice cream. And to get our voices back.
Yes.
And we're walking along and Billy says that thing that, he goes, like a complaint. Tia Carrera keeps calling me.
Yeah.
and in all seriousness, he said it like it was a complaint. And I, of course,
I didn't mean to be,
being the obliging
about it.
Being the obliging budding friend that I am, I said, I could take care of that for you.
Yeah.
and he laughed. And he says, there's this girl and she was on ER and I don't know if she should play Tomoe or or she, but she's really good. She was in the Joy Luck Club and she's on ER. Her name's Ming something. And I just looked at him and said, Ming Na Wen? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, you want me to get her your stuff? And he just like, and that's when I knew he wasn't yanking my chain, because the way he did the double take. And I said, yeah, I went to high school with her. And of course, this is like 150 years, before she was Fennec Shand on the Mandalorian, before she was like Agent Melinda May on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And before she was Mulan.
Yep.
And before
and I spoke, and then you put me in touch with her, and I was in LA.
And the great thing about it is that this is way before she could get stuff done on her own juice,
Right.
But man, you see her now kicking ass and you realize, oh yeah, I was right. And that was the person I thought of when I saw the #1, man.
Yeah.
And so to say I was emotionally invested in this series from the beginning is like a massive understatement. And then you and I got to be friends, and I got to, start writing and more often editing. And I've seen the character on this journey. I was talking, we had somebody on the chat the other day when we launched on Kickstarter. We had somebody come in and say that they had never read it.
So I got Bo Smith calling. Hang on. Hey, Bo.
You got a minute?
No, stop bothering me. I'm live streaming with JC Vaughn.
Oh, okay.
Why are you always bothering me, Bo Smith?
I didn't need anything. Just give me a call later on.
All right, I'll call you when we get off. All right, bye. I just wanted to yell at him in front of everybody.
So that makes you feel more manly, I'm sure.
Yes.
But the great thing that the person said the other day was that they had pledged for the book and they hadn't read She yet.
Yeah.
So envious of somebody getting to discover it for the first time.
Oh, thank you.
That was all this long-winded story, so I could say that.
Yeah,
it was electrifyingly different than other comics. I know you've made some kind of peace with the bad girl term. I've always resented it because she's almost the exact opposite.
Yeah, I mean,
she is a character doing bad things, but on a moral quest.
Right.
Bad girl,
and she turned. Yeah, I remember someone said, "Oh, that's this she." That comic book sheet. That's the chick that fights in the nude. This is, I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh geez. I'm like, this one, imagine it came out when there was social media.
Strangely enough, I just thought of a new character.
Yeah, because this was and then the opening page, and I'm glad you stuck with it past the opening page. But this was the opening page, was her meditating in the nude.
Yes,
and strategically covered. And hey, that's what's the glory about independent books. You could do whatever you want.
And the other thing is, to me, there's this great journey. See, I thought your art was cool to start with, but even in those first 4 or 5 issues, you were sort of just up in your game like crazy, issue to issue, and some of it was your collaborators. Some of it was the inking like you did early on.
Michael Bear came on as an inker, and this is a Michael Bear page. He joined us, and because I was really finding myself, I guess, as an artist, and I just it was so wonderful, and it was so much good kinetic energy going around it, and I was feeding off of the success of the book that I just wanted to do better. Like there was pressure to do better, actually. And I'm like, well, by George, I guess I better start moving my butt on this and redraw that panel. And that's not how a leg stands. That's not a proper overhand shot. I got to fix that. Yeah. And that's what I did, and you could see the progression.
And then of course the addition of the coloring.
Yes, and that was also Top Cow, and that's when I think it was issue number 5 is when we really turned that corner.
It's like the Stephen King phrase, maximum overdrive. I mean,
really... and it just blew up, man. It was, and it kept getting bigger. Like because it was almost like with every issue, the book kept getting more popular, bigger and bigger.
Well, one of the things I always thought was really cool about you is that you were enjoying the ride, but you were also a realist. You looked at me and you said, "How am I outselling Batman?"
Yeah.
You know?
And
it was not. And by the way, this was not casual numbers. You were. It was huge stuff. And what I'm so glad is that those of us that were there for this now are going to have this wonderful collected edition of this.
Yeah.
But so will new people.
Yes.
I'm so excited about that.
I know, me too, because it really is like a testament to it's a mirrored reflection of my own personal journey from this cartoonist that I.
So sure.
Yep. You got Rock here. What's up, Rock? We'll see you next week at Terrificon, and then you have Stippling Vaughn. So Jeff, I think we're just going to leave Stippling Vaughn up there over the JC Vaughn.
Well,
and it's like you just keep congratulating me on this.
Congratulations, Billy.
So
let's pull up where we can see that Arashi page.
Yeah. So this is issue 4, and you see that.
So think about this. Think about this, Billy. You know, we've done 2 issues of the new series.
Yes.
Okay. You and Steve are working on the 3rd issue right now.
Yeah, I'm on page 16 right now.
And so anybody that's enjoying the current series and seeing Arashi as he is now, let's go back all those years and see this contentiousness between him and Anna, right, and the mayhem and murder that results. And I think the story just makes it ends up getting that much bigger because of it. And I think people will really enjoy it.
Yeah, because Arashi was such a killer, and now he becomes an ally to her. And I don't want to ruin the story, but the ending, for those of you who haven't read She, it's not what you think at all. And then Christos, how you doing? Oh, you're stoked about the Olympics and the Omnibus. Thank you, brother. It's great to see you. Miss you, pal. I think I first met Christos in Chicago. It might have been way back in 95 or 94. Our first convention. And the Sandy, MegaCon was my first convention. The MegaCon was a tiny convention.
And I met you at San Diego 94.
Yes, we met in San Diego 94, and I'm going to actually lead into our PopXP episode tonight. So in Chicago 1994, I showed up. Debbie came in. She was working. So I got there Friday morning or something like that. She came in Friday after work or Thursday after work. I don't remember. Probably Friday after work she flew in. And, we were just completely overwhelmed. And I had met Brian Pulido the year before because he was the first pro to actually treat me like a human being. And this was way before when I was trying to get work in San Diego, 1994. And he had a small table in small press, 6-foot table. It was him, Jason Jensen, the colorist, and Stephen Hughes, the artist. And so anyway, so I think they put us next to Brian Pulido, and they were like a well-oiled machine. Yeah, by Chicago. I'm almost positive I was next to them. I know we were next to them in San Diego because they were around the corner from us, or around the corner. And so I was just totally overwhelmed. And I think if I wasn't next to Brian Pulido, because I'm trying to remember, and I'll see if Brian was at at Chicago 94, but Jeff Smith was like on the other side of me.
Oh, and nice.
He was huge. And I remember like me and Deb were so overwhelmed because I had just bought a booth. This was our first major convention. We didn't even know how to set the booth up. I'm trying to set the booth, figuring out as I went. I think Buzz helped me put the booth together because I just ordered it and had it shipped to the Chicago Convention Center. And I'm trying to figure out a stupid booth, put it together. People waiting online for me to do this. I'm like, I'll be right with you. Give me 2 minutes. And it's like Rock's like, and Buzz like, give him 2 hours. So I think then Jeff Smith and Vijaya took me and Deb under their wing and introduced us to all of the independent creators, all the indie crowd.
You think about what was going on in indie comics at that point, and there are some names that stand out, and you've already said Brian and
Francisca.
No. I'm sorry. You've already said Brian and Jeff. These are two names that really stand out, and of course Terry Moore too.
Yeah.
And you, and you look at this, you guys are still standing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff has come and gone since then.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is that we've had the best years of our careers in like 20 years. These past 2 years.
Yeah.
This resurgence of and I think, again, Jeff, we talk about it all the time. This is a new golden age in creator-owned comics.
It really is, and we've got this now, this mechanism for connecting more directly with the people who truly love this stuff. And you've seen your fans come out. Why don't you go back to the top and just show us show us this figure again?
Sure.
And then
this figure, what, the Rashi figure?
No. The
numbers. Yeah. I mean, and this is the Indiegogo, and we got
to check. Yeah. Let's wait.
Yeah, so we launched.
Let's just see if it moved at all.
Yep, we launched Indiegogo 2.5 days ago. We launched Kickstarter a day and a half ago.
Yeah.
So we're already here at $179,000 and I'm sorry, $79,966. We're just shy of $80,000. And then if I could stop sharing and go on to the Kickstarter, which launched afterwards. Let me do that. Let me go to.
I think one of the things about it is that we were just saying it. It's just, it helps you connect with the fan so much more. And
we hit 40.
Look at this. Holy crow.
Wow, we hit 40. Oh, it's going up again. I was like 37 this morning when I looked. Thank you all. So we are over $120,000 on this campaign in less than 72 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think, but I promise you we will not let you down. Our designer, Mindy Lopkin, has been putting together the book. It's actually all done except for my letter and to determine where we put the forward and the afterword. And because we have a forward and an afterword by Stan Sakai and Chris Claremont, which I'm just not sure which one goes first. Or do I put them both first and then lead into the comic? Crazy stuff. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't like that, by the way.
I don't like it either.
For my vote, I don't want too much front matter before I get to the comic.
Yeah, I could do it. And Stan's is a lot shorter. So I can maybe do Stan's open and put Chris's in the back. Chris
is pretty darn thoughtful.
Yes,
as I recall, and it may be something you consider with that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you can't go wrong with either of those guys.
Yeah, and it's also alphabetically, so I could put it alphabetically and just have Claremont before Sakai.
Okay.
How are you, brother?
Speaking as a guy whose last name starts with a V, I hate alphabetical.
That's true. I know. I was T. I'm like right there with you.
You're right there with me, brother.
Yeah. So thank you, Rock. We appreciate it. Anyway, so this is just nuts. This is wonderful. Keep clicking that. I'm just astonished. I don't know what to say. We are so happy. We're so moved by your support, and getting back to, but I digress. Getting back to with you just said Terry Moore, Jeff Vaughn. I'm sorry, Terry Moore, Jeff Smith, Brian Polito, and me. Us four back from 94, 93, 94. We're still standing. It's funny because our wives. The ones that primarily run the business aspect of it, and they know more about the comics business than we'll ever know. They don't know anything about comics. They don't care.
That seems very reasonable.
Yeah. So tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to have our San Diego Comic-Con cocktail hour.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, with Brian and Fran, and with Jeff and Vijaya and Debbie and I, and maybe another special guest couple or two joining us. And we're going to talk about of how we got started, our first Comic-Con memories. While we're drinking, we'll all be drinking. Debbie's making margaritas. I think Brian's making margaritas too. That's not a good thing to leave it on. Let's leave it on something cool like that. Okay. And we're just going to talk about our projects because we all have projects going on right now. We have some specials, and I'm going to load them up. They're very limited. But we said, why not? Let's do something cool for San Diego Comic-Con because it just
they're basically San Diego exclusives like you would normally have if you were in person out there.
Yeah, and try to stay sane and positive and do really extremely limited print run of these books. So I'm going to stop that and I'm going to share my page of our new website. Everyone that just
can I do a blurb first before you do that?
Please.
I just want to say what's being packed today and shipped. And
Yes.
continuing tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, Monday.
Is
the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide number 51.
Oh. Do you have a link? Do you have something you could share?
I can send you links to put in the comments. I will be glad to do that.
Okay.
I've got that. I've got a that cover is static and hardware by talk about a team here. How about this? If you told me back when I was meeting you that I would be hiring Dennis Cowan, Bill Sienkiewicz, and Chris Sotomayor to do a cover for me, and that David Mack would paint the other cover, and that Buzz would do the cover for the big version of the book, I would have thought you were nuts. I would have wanted to believe you.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited
about
it. Yeah.
Huzzah, you did it, old chum.
And we had a great year last year. I mean, we among other things, we had a Todd McFarlane Spawn Spider-Man cover, which was the first time that Todd had drawn Spidey professionally in 27 years. The only time he had drawn them together professionally. And it was a tumultuous year, and yet we had to go back to press. So that was pretty exciting.
That's pretty great. That is fantastic. And all right, send me that link, Old Bean.
I will do so.
In the private chat. All right, so I'm going to share my page right now. So I'm going to actually share. Okay, so we have a new website, everyone. Here it is, BillyTucci.com. Please, guys, go to it. You could sign up, but look how cool this is. Now, I don't think with StreamYard, if I click, because we've got this little swipe thing. Oh, it does work. Oh, great. Okay, so
cool.
Yeah, so we have this badass thing. So it goes to the She Omnibus, our campaigns that it takes you to you click on that, it takes you to the link to that. Right now we have the Comic-Con at Home specials. Then, of course, we have our two campaigns running, our Indiegogo exclusive and our Kickstarter exclusive campaigns. And we have some fun stuff like appearances. So there's me at San Diego. I think Soloff took that picture.
Well, that's generally the case.
Yeah, it is. And so here's all fun photos of us, Old Bean. Let me see. Debbie grabbed a bunch from Facebook and stuff.
I don't think I'm in any of them.
No, you're not? You checked it?
I did. I threw up my hands in disgust.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. We'll get a picture of you. So, but here's some great moments. Like here's Barry Orkin, our designer and colorist and inker for the first bunch of issues of
And
She.
Logo Meister.
Yeah, and he still does all of my logos and everything. And like Barry, and this was the line, we got kicked out of our booth. And that line went all the way back and snaked around. And you see all those people back there holding their issues of She. And I'm like, Barry, you got to take a picture with these people.
It's really
he's so
good.
tall. And Barry's just standing in the middle, and you see his eyes. He made his eyes like bugged out because we were so freaked out of how crazy it was. Because who knew? We had initial orders of 37,000 copies for the book. Then within 3 weeks of that, we had reorders of over 140,000 comics. And I just told Diamond, I'm like, we don't have them. I only have 50,000 copies. And I think I saved 1,000 copies for myself. But then you think 50,000, 47,000, 49,000 copies of a comic. That's a lot of copies. That's a lot of comic books. So, and I think all of them came to San Diego this year who had them.
And the great thing about it was watching you and your co-writer Peter Gutierrez was standing there when I came up to get you to sign the poster. Right.
And it was we were using that gold. Let me see if I can get back to the page. Oh, good. Okay. So, but Jeff, I want to show you the other picture. You remember this night, Old Bean. And this is how great San Diego Comic-Con is it shows my appearances on the left here. We have winter. Yep. So I will be at Terrificon next weekend. I will be doing a store signing at TJ Cafe and Games on the day after my birthday. That's Jimmy Palmiotti's birthday, August 14th. It's in Milford, Connecticut. The Big Apple Convention.
Milford, Massachusetts.
Yeah, Milford, Massachusetts. What I said, Connecticut?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Now, the Big Apple Comic-Con, which I believe is September 24th. We just had to get a confirmation for that because we asked for a hotel room. So they called us, invite us. Debbie's like, we need a hotel room. We are not driving into Manhattan for 2 days and home. We're just not doing it back and forth 4 times. I live 60 miles away, and to get to Manhattan from my house is about 2 to 2.5 hours.
And literally, this is how Long Island works. There's about 2 10-mile stretches that will take you almost the whole duration of your travel time, and the rest of it you're going like 80 miles an hour.
Yes, it's awful. It's awful. And of course, the New York Comic Con we have, Baltimore Comic Con, and then Winter Con, which is December 4th and 5th, I believe. But the great things about San Diego Comic Con, and here's one right here, Old Bean, is meeting a Medal of Honor and taking a Medal of Honor recipient out to dinner with 2 other American heroes from the Japanese-American 442nd Regimental Combat Team.
and aside from the incredible honor of attending that dinner, what we know from that dinner is that Billy Tucci is the first person to figure out how to get me to shut up.
Yes, you didn't say anything.
I said, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Yeah, but what's this guy? The guy who plays Hellboy and was in Sons of Anarchy. Ron Perlman came over to say because they saw the medal.
Yeah.
And they saw the men, and they came over, and Scary Spice was there, one of the Spice Girls, and they all came over and paid their respects to them. It was really wonderful.
I remember people, like Bill Cole and people in the convention hall just stopping and saluting.
Yeah, it was an amazing, and they came and they signed the prints that DC had made. This is when we launched Sergeant Rock, and it was just a magical experience.
And you put me opposite him at dinner, and I was just, well, what do I have to say?
Yeah, and all 3 of those men, remember I said, I had asked them all, I said, so where were you when you found out that the Germans surrendered, the war was over? And all 3 of them were in the hospital, recovering from wounds. They're like, I was in a hospital. I'm like, oh my God. What? And he would tell his story, Joe would tell his story, and then I go to Jimmy and Yamashita, and I'm like, what about? And he's like, yeah, I was in the hospital too. And then David Katagiri's like, yeah, I was in the hospital too. German grenade blew off half my calf or something, like, you know what I mean? It blew my kneecap out or something crazy.
It was an amazing evening with amazing men.
Yes, it was, with immortal men, and they're all gone. They've all left us. So
that's absolutely true. But they left us richer.
Yes, they did. And just the stories and to hear them, and especially Joe. Now, Joe Ciccato, for winning his Medal of Honor, he took out like 3 or 4 Japanese machine gun nests and killed, and then captured. He did like Sergeant York type of thing. He probably captured another 40 Germans, something in.
You said Japanese, you meant Germans.
Germans, sorry. And then he went and fought the Japanese. He didn't do that. They wouldn't let him fight the Japanese.
They wouldn't let him.
Nope. So thank you, Cabron, for sharing the new website. And Jeff, we'll get to your links as well.
Yeah, I put them in a private chat.
Yep, we have 4. I see it. We have 4 San Diego Comic Con specials. One, let's see if this opens. Oh, look, it expands. Well done. Diane did a great job. My sister-in-law Diane and my bro Arnulfo, you guys did a great job on this website. So this is the She Way the Warrior Gallery book, which it's only $30. It's San Diego Comic Con special. I think there's 50 of them made, 52 for the Comic Con. We only made 52 of each of these books, these products, and it's 48 full color pages of all my favorite She Way the Warrior images. So you're talking 16 issues. There's a lot of art, and what do you say? Each issue, 17 issues because the Shitomo is a double image. And each comic, what do you think? Each issue probably has 120 images, maybe 125 drawings per issue.
Holy crow.
At least. So I'm picking my favorite panels, favorite black and white art. I mean, got some cool stuff I'd like to share and things like this, like the page, like this from issue number 2.
You should stop sharing and let people see that.
Yeah. So I have all the original art here. So
there you go.
Like a page like this. This is She Way the Warrior number 2. And the beautiful inks by Michael Baer. Look how he does the hair. And then here's from issue number 6. Got a cool page here. This is when we were doing the word balloons, and this is how the word balloons were done. And I would sit there with Jason Arafalo. Oh, no, Jason didn't come on. Jason came on in issue number 6, but Nelson Asensio, and I would print these out on my Power Mac 6100 because I had whiz bang font that someone gave me. I didn't even pay for it. And then I would draw all these things out, and then Nelson would sit there with X-Acto knife cutting out all the individual things, and then we would just glue them to the back of the acetate. So we're going to be adding a lot of insights into the book. Lots of insights into the comic, a lot of cool things. So we have that. And then, of course, we also have, for the first time ever, Old Bean, let's do this one, the She Haikyo sketch edition. We've never done a She Haikyo sketch edition. And this is 60 pages of black and white art with my drawing, with a custom sketch on it that I'm doing. So, yeah, see 52 inches. So we just launched the website today. And so no one's bought it yet. So, well, I haven't announced it. I got to get better.
We just sort of did.
I have Debbie's yelling at Matthew.
Maybe he was supposed to announce it.
Maybe he was. So I just hear Debbie yelling at him and him yelling back because they're German. They're exactly the same. So the signed San Diego Comic-Con print, which is the cover, obviously, of the book. So if you guys wouldn't mind jumping on it and checking it out. Really proud of how this website is. We're really going to expand it. Let's see if this. Oh, look at it. It works. It works. Lots of cool stuff. I have my little blog here, which is all of our press releases, and my little letter from Billy Tucci. And we talk about how the Omnibus broke $100,000 in our first 36 hours. So pretty cool. This is cool. So thank you all.
Outstanding.
Now I'm going to share Jeff. Oh, should I have done that? Hang on. I got to copy it because I might pop off. Okay, here we go. Let me copy the link. Because I think if I just copy it, I'm going to blow us out. Let's paste. There we go. Oh, this is cool. All right, Old Bean. So let me share the screen.
Oh.
All right. Do tell, my friend.
See, it's our new site. It's not even.
Oh, I love that. Mine doesn't do that.
Sort of like this is.
Okay, so
basically, this is the soft opening of our new site. We'll officially do it like a week from today.
It looks Sienkiewicz inked this.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
He and Dennis together are so great, and then Chris Sotomayor really has added to it too. Which is, if you're gonna mess with Dennis Cowan and Bill Sienkiewicz, you better well add to it, right? And look at that. Look at the energy of that. It's just incredible.
Oh my gosh. You need to get them to do a sheet cover.
Well, I like that idea.
Well, you're writing the book, so
I like that idea a lot.
Let me see, Old Bean, if I can go to the website. It does work. Okay, so here we are. We're on your website now.
There's a little arrow. It's hard to see. That's one of the things we're tweaking over to the either the right or left. You can see there's a circle there on the left.
A circle?
Yeah, down to go to like gray. It's in gray. I'm pointing at it like you can see me.
I know. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, there it is. Yeah, you got to make that. Oh yeah, that's what we have. We have the little arrow.
Yeah. So we got to fix the colors on that. That's why it's
the original Daredevil character.
This is the one that Buzz did. Take a look at this one. This is the big Overstreet.
Oh, that looks great.
Look at the bodies. It's just amazing.
Oh, that's great.
He's such a good layout guy.
Now, why did you choose this character?
Because I like Golden Age Daredevil. It's like a crazy character, but and of course it has nothing to do with the modern Daredevil. But I just like the character a lot, and actually, it's in truth why I picked it is it's one of Bob Overstreet's favorite characters.
Excellent.
And then there's then if you go back, then click out of that. There's one more cover.
Okay.
Just this where the same arrow was.
Oh, same arrow. Okay. Well, there's an arrow on this side too, Old Bean.
Yes.
All right, take it back.
Look at this.
This is the Daredevil theme book.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of.
Daredevil and Echo. Echo, who David wrote and illustrated Daredevil. Echo, he created.
Oh, great.
And I've wanted him to do a cover for years. I've been a fan for like most of my career, and it finally really fit. And just look at that, and I think one of the things that we're doing is we're upholding the standards. I mean, you realize the first Overstreet cover with common original art was Don Newton doing the Justice Society. But then number 5, Kubert Tarzan. Number 6, Eisner the Spirit. Number 7 was Karl Barks. So that I always view that as the gauntlet that Bob Overstreet set down for me. And every once in a while I'll have one that that's a question for James right there. Well, it's pretty good so far. It
looks great.
We've still got some bugs. Scroll down a little.
Hang on, I want to check something out though.
All right. Yeah, you don't want to mouse over that. That's the wrong category.
Jack Kirby. Jack Kitty.
Yeah, no. Just go back to home.
Kitty.
Go back to home.
Okay. All right.
All right. Now scroll down. Okay. See where it says Lost Universes?
Yes. Yes.
You know about this.
Oh yeah, I think it's fantastic. This one I really love.
Great Jerry Ordway cover.
Jeez.
And
now tell us about the Lost Universe. Is this going to be
basically one of the things? I'm a sucker for this personally. Why don't you drop out James's comment here for a second? And I've got to say, whether you're talking about Atlas Seaboard or original Valiant, original Milestone, the MLJ superheroes for pre Archie that we're looking at here, Defiant, Triumphant, Comics Greatest World, CrossGen. There are these universes that have come and gone, and in some cases, Valiant, Milestone, great examples. They've come back. Hey, it's comics. No, nothing's truly dead, right?
Right.
But there's an attractiveness of right now, particularly because prices in the secondary market are going so crazy that we'd all love to have a Amazing Fantasy 15 or FF1, that kind of stuff like that, but they're even in low grade getting pretty pricey.
Yeah.
Yet you can go in and in a lot of cases, just for hundreds of dollars, get whole sets of things or some really good key books at the very least. There's an accessibility that's still there, some sort of a sleeper status with some of this great stuff. And also, you realize that some of this stuff has stood the test of time where financially it didn't, and the companies went away or the imprint went away or whatever, but the material still stands up. Marvel's New Universe, the early issues of that are very appealing, and people are tracking them down like crazy right now. So we wanted to do something special about this, and we've sort of been, Scott Braden is one of my co-writers, and I have been on this subject for about 1 million years. And we're just really glad to do it. Go back to the selection of all of them, because I want to point out the other covers real quick. Okay, we had Alex. Lost Universes. Look at that. Okay,
yeah.
You know who that is?
No, J.G. Jones. Right? It's got to be. Okay, yeah.
He broke in with Defiant, so having him doing a Defiant cover is, and
he did Defiant. Then he did some stuff for Topps, and then he was friends with Tony Bedard, and Tony showed me his work. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is great.
And the only person before Gardenio doing that I like in terms of no, that's not fair. I like Claude St. Aubin too. That I love doing besides you until we got Gardenio.
Yeah.
Agreed. And so to me, this was really cool having him do Defiant. And then I'm a massive sucker for Atlas Seaboard.
It is more obscure things like June Tarpe Mills is Miss Fury. Did you cover that at all?
No, because it's not a universe.
Right.
There's a specific.
And it was a strip.
Yeah.
Right. Now who's this? Is this Solar?
No, that is Starbrand from Marvel's New Universe. And that's by Alex Saviuk and Tom Palmer. And Alex actually drew issue 3 of the original. So it was really cool to get him to do it. And then there's one more cover that isn't on
coloring. The
The
coloring looks a lot like Laura Allred's coloring.
It's very similar to that, isn't it? It's a similar palette. It's Mort Todd.
How about that?
Yeah. So go back and then scroll down a little. There's one more cover. Oop. Nope.
There's a couple of them.
No. But that's just different stuff. Go back to the page before.
Oh, you're right. Scroll. I see. Yeah.
Down. There you go. All right. One of my favorite characters from one of my favorite Lost universes, Atlas Seaboard Iron Jaw by Lee Weeks, man.
Jeez.
And even colored it himself. Is this just gorgeous or what?
So he is a barbarian with literally an iron jaw.
Yeah. And the original was done by Pablo Marcos, and I reached out to Pablo, but his site was down, and so he didn't get back to me until after I hired Lee. And of course, I'm super thrilled with this piece. Come on, I've always wanted to work with Lee Weeks, and look at that.
Wonderful.
And see, the thing to me that's cool about this cover is, okay, if you don't know anything about this character, it's still a cool cover, and you want to know what the heck's going on.
Yeah, I mean, that was a dream of mine, is when I started bringing back She, and there was talk of me bringing Sergeant Rock back to DC, and I approached Lee, because who else but Lee Weeks to draw? Imagine Lee Weeks.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
And he's like, "Oh, I'm so busy, I'm so behind, and I'm kind of but I want to talk to you about doing my own creator-own books."
You ever see his 3 issues of Batman that he just did with Elizabeth Brightweiser coloring?
No, I did not.
Oh my gosh. I asked him about this when I hired him to do the cover. I asked him specifically, did you I said, I would have never thought to match you and her up. I love her colors, but I would have never thought about it. I said, was that your editor or was that you? And he says, no, I requested her. And it was a genius move. And the great thing about the story is it's a Bruce Wayne story. It's not really a Batman story, but they managed to get Batman into it in a convincing way. And it's just a great 3-parter. But anything the guy does is worth looking at. Come on.
Yeah, let me post the link here. Paste. So that's the website. It's actually the hardware, but you could then go to the then people can go to the thing. We got a super chat. Oh, I'm sorry, $10 super chat from Sequential Art Chick.
Okay.
Thank you for the $10. Since I know you did a Vampy She crossover, would you want to do it again? And are the crossovers canon to She or just its own thing? Would you do a Red Sonja She crossover? In a New York minute, I would. We're working on something like this, aren't we, Old Bean?
We are working on something very special.
Yes.
And I don't want to give a lot of it away till a little closer to the book.
Yeah, I don't. We hate to be coy or fickle.
Yes.
But,
or evasive.
But yes, very or evasive.
But Sequential Art Chick.
Thank you for that. But you will be pleasantly surprised.
There's sort of, what do you say, like 2 continuity lines in She. There's the World War II era stuff.
Yeah, we did that. Yep, we did that.
There's been some crossovers, and we could argue whether they fit in or not. My approach, either when I'm playing editor or as writer or co-writer, whichever the case may be in the particular issue, is to always construct the stories that they could be continuity. To make sure that they did that. The one I always wanted to do was She Predator, and now that Predator's up in the air, that's not likely to happen.
Is Predator at Marvel now?
Well, the question is, does Disney actually own Predator? The writers have filed suit.
Wow.
And they seem to have some pretty good legs to stand on. Doesn't mean it won't settle and all that, but Marvel had announced Predator comics, but they're on hold, as I understand it.
Excellent.
Might have been resolved. Listen, it might have been resolved.
Anthony Marquez, right? Anthony Marquez is not Anthony. And I saw the page. I saw those pages and all, and they look amazing. And Old Bean, you're not going to make your way up to Mohegan Sun, are you, for the day? Maybe a day drive.
Our pal, Mr. Catratus, was leaning on me pretty hard yesterday at lunch to go. And I know TJ has a book for me to sign. Which, honestly, I'm leaning a little more toward it now after this morning's news. I just don't know. You know,
well, I'm going to send a text, and I'm going to push him to bring you. We're all going to have a good time. And because
if I come up, it'll just be for the day Saturday.
Oh, yeah, and then maybe we'll go to dinner.
No, we'll leave the show about a long day.
I know it's a long day.
Up and back.
Well, Graham Nolan's going to be there. Jimmy and Amanda going to be there. Paul Mounts, Frank Thierry, Ron Garney.
And Lee Weeks is going to be there. I haven't met him in person.
Oh, Lee Weeks, yeah. Lee Weeks is a sweetheart. Can I help you, honey?
I still have no internet.
Still have no internet. What the devil is going on down there? Can you call Optimum? Or maybe the heck with it and just get a hotspot, personal hotspot. We have no internet.
You still have to have internet downstairs.
Yes, we should.
I thought internet was a human right. I'm so confused.
I don't. Yeah. So, but the huge cast of characters, huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it'd be a good time. The question is just, can I swing?
Terry Ordway and Dan Jurgens are going to be there.
Good. I can make excuses for this because I need to talk to Jerry Ordway.
Well, see, now it's a business trip.
Oh, it is a business trip, unquestionably.
Excellent.
So at any rate, well, my lunch hour is just about over, and I need
all
to get
right,
to
old
work.
beans. Yeah,
but I want to go back. I want to go back and talk about the omnibus here for just another minute.
Yes, I want to share the screen because now it's driving me crazy. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing it, because right now we're at. I'm still $44 away.
You're desperate for that $44, man.
And that is such a huge thing, and it makes such a big deal on Indiegogo too when you hit those numbers like that, because then they start pushing your project too.
Oh yeah. By the way, I had to clear out because of our site and I was doing some work on it. I had to clear out the cache on my browsers, right? So I came back into Indiegogo not signed in, and first page that came up was the omnibus.
Oh, that's great. That is great then. And we also, Old Bean, if I can stop screen and I'll share again. We are something I noticed last night that if you go to Kickstarter and we look at our Kickstarter page right here, that we're over 40,000. Oh, we went up. Oh my gosh, we had a big order. We are now officially a project we love, a Kickstarter project we love.
Well, we were that for me anyway.
No, me too.
But well, yeah, right, I want to before we get out of here, I want to say real quick that this is a compelling, strong, attractive, wonderful, strong, I said already, female character that is not just constructed to be a female character. This is constructed as a fully rounded individual with hopes, dreams, aspirations, and problems.
Yes, lots of problems.
And it is an amazing ride. The great thing for people who don't know is that this is not just the first 12 issues of She, the Way of the Warrior. It's also the She versus Tomoe 48 special and the issues of the Tomoe miniseries, which actually overlaps and interlaces with the Way of the Warrior. It also is beautiful work by Amanda Connor and Dan Mishkin and Jimmy Palmiotti. And it really absolutely dovetails with Way of the Warrior and just tells the story from a different perspective. And it is a great ride. And so if people haven't thought about it in a while, or if they've never thought about it, again, I envy them for experiencing it for the first time, but get on this one. And as always, with any crowdfunding that you're doing, man, the thing that we've just been through with COVID and everything else like that, maybe it's not your time financially, maybe you can't do it. Don't think that you can't help out. You can. Share this link around, whether it's the Kickstarter or the Indiegogo or both.
No internet or computer.
I'm on the internet.
Well, the computer in the playroom doesn't get it.
Well, I'm streaming right now live on the internet, so it's got to be your thing. The computer. All right. Now my wife's yelling at me. So yes, you are. All right. Well, let me get back, everyone. Debbie's frustrated. We will see you guys all later on tonight. If you guys can go to the San Diego Comic-Con, you saw the link I posted earlier in Facebook. I'll post it in here too. We have Jeff, our panel. She, the Warrior Returns, San Diego Comic-Con panel, which was a lot of fun. Went about 45 minutes or so. And we just talked about the history of She and what we have planned going forward.
It was you and me and writer Steve Peros and colorist Brian Miller. It is it's a good panel.
Yep. And I think Deborah was on it too. So
she was.
Yep. So, all right, everyone. Thank you all so much. And I'm going to go try to fix this internet because I'm a man and that's what I do. But guys, please check out BillyTucci.com with our San Diego Comic-Con specials. If we go right to the Comic-Con at home, go now. I'm there. There's our cool. Oh, it's not sharing now. Isn't that weird?
Oh, well.
Oh, well. Let's see if I have another one open. I do have another one open. Hang on. Yeah. Okay. Nope. It's not sharing. Weird.
PJ says,
all right, everybody. Guys, have a great day. And then
happiness.
Yep. And Old Bean, I hope to see you next week. Great luck with the new website. It looks fantastic. You see Mr. Overstreet. Please give him my hellos and respects.
I'll definitely be talking to him and to Steve Jeppy and pass your regards along.
Excellent. Thank you. And tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time, what is that then? 6 p.m. Pacific time, it will be Happy Hour, the San Diego Comic-Con Memories Happy Hour with the Tucci's, the Smiths, and the Politos, and a few special guests too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys. And I think Black Cat Guy says it all. Rock, good to see you guys. And thanks a million. Old Bean, as
always. See you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on PopXP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the PopXP and over on Instagram at the PopXP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.